So, hi guys, hope I'm audible to you. So one of my subscriber told me that I need to do certain kind of additional things in my videos. Something like I need to give some text messages like or the proper scenarios. So keeping that in mind, in today's video, I already mentioned the scenario. The scenario is very simple. Create a trigger where if more than one contact added to account, and there should be a unique account, okay, more than one, then it will throw an validation error. Normally, we use a validation rule, right? But in such kind of programming where all thing is customized, keeping validation rule is difficult. So on that time, we use programmatic approach to achieve this validation rule. So now in this program, I'm going to do that. One more thing, guys. In my last video, I told that I write a trigger class, right? So this is my Epix class, name as account trigger handler class. Okay, and this is my uh, class method name. Okay, which will be public static void. Before insert, I'm going to apply on this. Okay, now basically I will write this class, and later on, this is my Epix trigger in which I used to call this class along with the method, and inside the method what's the parameter. Okay, so let's start. Friends, very first thing, let me go and check what they told. Create a trigger where more than one contact, right? So very first thing what we need, list of contact. And yeah, friends, in the description, I given my Instagram ID. So kindly follow me in Instagram and put your questions, your doubt, any kind of additional information you want to get from me, or any kind of advice that you can give for me, which make me to help the video more and more clear. Because I'm doing this, one of my subscriber advised me. So, my duty to make your work more and more simple. Okay, fine. So first thing, what I need to do, let me do before that the initial thing, initial step. Huh, cool. Let me start. So guys, the very first thing is create a trigger where more than one contact added to an account. So for that, first we need a contact, right? And contact means a list of contact, guys. So I need to create list of contacts with a variable. Why? Because whenever we want to call a list, that variable will be the one which will play that major role. So let me give here list contact. Okay, and here contacts. Clear? Now guys, second thing. Okay, that will be done. Second step is, again, when more than one contact. So this I just created a contact. I need the unique one, right? For the unique account I need. So for that I need a set of IDs. Maybe I will give the name as ACC IDs. Okay, and new, again, set of unique IDs. Cool. Okay, so this is the one where my new ID, I mean, all the unique IDs will be stored in this account.ids. Okay, fine. Second step is done. Next step, as I told, first account should be unique, right? So what will I do? I need to use the for loop for account. Maybe account A equal to, sorry, or not even account. First I need a context actually. So contact C. Now I need to get the all the contact from where? From the list of contact. And for the list of contact, I do have this contacts, right? So let me copy this and paste. So basically, list of contacts will store in C. Okay. Now guys, here once it will be get done, then one condition I have to give. What will be that condition, sir? That if my contact, the list of contact dot account ID not equal to null. If it's not equal to null, then only I will perform this action. Okay. What's the action we will perform? If it is not null, then what I will do in this account IDs, or I can say this list of contact, this their account IDs I will add. Where, sir? It will be added, and I want them as unique, so it will be added here. Dot add. Cool. Basically, here what's happening? Unique list of contacts will be added. Okay. I hope till this part it is clear to you. Now, so basically this account ID is the one who is the caretaker of all the list of contact. Okay. My next step is now I want ID and name from account and ID from contact. Okay. ID from contact. And that all should be unique. Cool. Think that perspective. If you want all this, what you have to do? First, you need to perform an SQL operation. Okay. So, or better, I just do it. So what I will do, I will perform an SQL operation where select ID comma name from account. Okay. But what I told, even I need for contact as well, right? So here I need to give comma select ID comma name from guys, sorry for any sound. I can't help on that. Wait, what to say? This always. Oh, okay. So what I'm saying that there, I need to select ID and name from account. Similar way, ID. Now, most of people will think that here we need to select from the contact, but basically all the list we store in this one, correct? Okay, sir. If this will be the list, then what's the use of this one? Don't worry, I will explain. First, let me copy this one from contact. So basically, here I'm keeping all the name, all the ID and name from account, and to associated to that account, all the ID of contact will be fetched here. Okay, but I want that to be unique. So what I will do here, I will give a condition where ID, okay, their ID should be from means in. This one you have to use. Okay, if you want their ID, okay, so where ID in means their ID should be from where, sir? From this one. Cool. The ID should be unique. ID should be come from this. Okay, fine. So here I done a SQL query which will which will take out name, ID, name from account, and ID from contact, and all will be unique. But my question is where I keep. So for that, again, I need one list. Okay, so that will be account. And the name I give is accounts. Cool. I hope till here it is clear to you. Sorry guys, just give me a moment. Okay guys, so next what I have to do, see basically I done here. Okay, so all the things will store in account. Now I need something that can keep my account ID and contact size together. Correct? So for that, what I have to do, basically in such scenarios, we use something called as map. Okay, so let me create a map in which ID and integer. Hope you got it. Account ID and contact size, ID and integer. I just keep the name as account map. Okay. So this is the one. Now next thing what we need to do, guys. Next thing, again from account. See, basically we need a map, right, for account ID and integer. Okay, that contact size, correct? So for that, first we need to get this account ID. So what I will do here, again I will iterate account A. But this time the question is iterate from where? From this list, because there I got the unique accounts, correct? So let me paste here. So in this iteration, next what I have to do, now all the my list of contacts, list of contact, maybe I will give the name as con. Okay, equal to, it should be equal to all my account variable, that will be A, because now all this account, okay, from here all the unique account ID store in this A. So A dot ID. Okay, clear? Now next what thing, next we need to keep in this format, right? I need something to keep account ID and contact size together, right? So for that I used map. So basically I use this account map. Now most of you, if you don't know, we use in map, we use get and put method. Here I want to keep, so means I need to put. So dot Input method, what I will do, I will keep this account.id, comma, my contact is, but yeah, dot, I use size method. Why I use size method? Because it will reflect list of numbers. Okay, so guys, this will be the scenario. So basically here, what I done, all the data from accounts fh, okay, and a, later on my account.id will be here and my contact is there. Now all together I put both of them in this, where my account.id is also there and my contact size will be also there. Okay, once this will done, next I need to go for contact. Why for contact, sir? Why? Because in the topmost, what is our requirement? Our requirement was where if more than one contact added to account, right, then it will pop up an error message, correct? So here already we already done for accounts. Now let me go for contact. So again we need to iterate first. That will be a for loop. So for contact C, okay, or not this time C, I will keep as X, it's better. Just excuse me guys, just give me a minute, sorry, some call came. So now again I need for this one for contacts, right? So what I need to do, I just go here and from these contacts, let me copy this. Okay, so again this contact will be from the list. Now what I will do here, basically here I need to see here, I need to keep one ID for account, right? So from this context, now I need to get his parent ID. So need parent ID from contact. Basically, what's the steps for that? Simple. Who is the caretaker of this contact currently? This variable X. So just write X dot account ID. Okay. X dot account ID. Now this will be done. Obviously, I need to store somewhere. So I will select, take one variable, name is parent ID. And obviously, if it's a variable, I need to give a type of that. So that will be an ID. Okay. So basically, all the account ID of this contact will be stored in parent ID. That also I commented. Account ID of parent will be stored in this parent ID. Okay. Now next step, once all this will be done, once all this thing will be done, next what I need to do, I need to just check if all my IDs will be stored, then whether it is null or not. in simple terminology, I will give a condition. What's the condition? The condition is something like that. If my parent ID not equal to null, okay, if my parent ID is not equal to null, then only this condition will fire. Okay, now what will happen in this? And if it is null, so what's the next step you're going to do? So guys, here, as I told you, I used a map, correct? Now similar way, I need a map here as well. This time I need the map for get method. Okay, I need to get a parent ID. If parent ID is null, then first thing I need to get a parent ID. So dot get parent ID. And obviously this parent ID also I need to store in some variable. Maybe I will use count. So count. Okay, what's the type of count? Correct. No, not integer. I'm sorry, not ID. This time it's integer. Okay, so basically here, mhm, yeah. Okay, next. After that, when all this will be done, let me give a condition. If maybe I will say count greater than equal to 1, then x dot add error message. I will give any error message, maybe not more than one contact for one account. Cool. Let me give a, okay, and I will close this one. Anything else left? I think no. Okay, let me save it. It will take some time to save. Okay, some error popped up. Let me check what's the error. Line number 30, legal assignment of ID to list. Okay, what's that? Line number 30. Hmm. Contact legal assignment. Why accounts? Okay. Okay, got it. What's the issue? Here account dot contact should be there. I need, okay, not a big deal. Just go there. Where is that? Yeah, that list. So it will take some time to sending to org. Personally, this VS Code is far better rather than writing in a dev console in Salesforce org. Why? Because here you get n number of options, and by a code it will help you out. Okay, guys. So all set. There are some warnings. We are a programmer. We don't care about warnings. Okay. Now let me create one Apex trigger here. So initially I told you what I need to do here, right? Let me repeat it. Just copy the class name, and before that create a list of contact. So list contact contacts dot. As you can see, already method is coming before insert with the parameter contacts, right? This one. Let me select, and that's it. Let me save this. Now guys, most of you thinking that why I'm writing this trigger inside, I mean, why I'm writing a trigger class and just calling the method, I mean, class and method here in this trigger, instead of writing the entire logic. Actually, this is the best way of practicing the programming. See, if you have a trigger class, okay, so what will happen, this class you can call in multiple times, okay, or in multiple triggers. That is the reason why we always go for this trigger handler, and we used to write all the logic in this, and in the trigger just we call the method name, class name with their method name and their parameters. Okay, so guys, all set. Let me check whether it's working or not. So basically, as for the requirement, if more than one account, it will throw an error. Let me check. So let me go here, not this one, sorry. Okay. Where is account? Let me create a new account itself, and okay. Okay, let me scroll it down. Checking the code. This is the name I give to my account. Okay, let me save it. Okay, account is saved. Now contact. Remember, more than one contact. So I just give the name. Okay, and let me save it. The same name I given to contact as well. If you want, I can add contact as well. So contact, contact, maybe one. So this is the contact name. Before insert execution null pointer exception dereferencing account trigger line number 3. No issues. Let me check what's the problem. Line number 3. Okay, so let me check. I given the name. Yeah, I given the name. So let me try to save this one again. Okay. One contact record is saved. If second contact record I'm going to do, I'm going to save, then let's see what will happen. So let me save the second one, not this one, sorry. Maybe XYZ. Some name I given. Let me try to save this one. Okay. Some messages popped up. What's the message? Not more than one contact for one account. Correct? Let me check my message. Uh, okay. Here. Not more than one contact for one account. So exactly what the validation message I given here. Okay, let me give this one as well. Validation message. So so let me summarize all in one shot. Basically, if we want one contact for one account and that should be unique, so first thing what I done, I taken a list of contact, we store in this. Okay, now I taken one set of IDs, name is account IDs. Now if I need to find the list of contact, okay, so I need to iterate them. So for that I use this for each loop, and for that, this from this list, is that contact list, I store them in this variable. Later on, if this contact variable account is not equal to null, okay, if their contact variable account is not equal to null, then only this action will be performed. What action, sir? Their account ID, or I can say the list of account ID will be added to whom? To this. What is this? Set of unique IDs, means all the unique contacts. Okay. Later on, I perform an SOQL to take out the list of account, to take out the list of ID, name, and ID from contact. That is parent to child SOQL, this one. And this will only happen on the basis of IDs. Okay. So where ID is in account IDs, this one means unique one. Okay. All will be stored in accounts. Okay. Next, once I done all this, now I need a map. Why I need a map? Because I need to check that whether the account ID and contact size should be with mapped. So keeping that in mind, I use this map. Next step, after that, I iterate my account, the same for each loop, and I store all that list of account in this A. Okay. Now here in my accounts, my contacts will be stored in this cons. Okay, a variable for list of contact. Later on, I use this put method where I keep my account ID and contact size. Contact size means if we have one contact, two contact, three contact, all will be stored in contact size. Got it? Next, again, similar I do for contact as well. So again, I use one more iteration where I keep X as a variable. And after that, guys, their contact account ID I store as parent ID. Okay. Now this parent ID, if not equal to null, if it is not null, then only the action will be performed. What's the action, sir? The action will be very simple. My account map, that map dot get, if it is not null, so my first duty to get the parent ID. Once I get the parent ID, I store those ID in this count, which is a type integer, means number, getting number of parent ID. Okay, fine. Now this count is totally depend on me. What's the count I want? I only want one contact. Okay, should be for one account, means one account only have one contact. More than one, it will pop up in validation message. Okay, so for that variable dot an inbuilt function add error, and in that my message. Okay, and now once it will be done, let me close the if loops, then this outer if loop, and that iteration for each loop. Okay, later on this will be the closing of method, closure of method. Similar way, the bottommost is the closure of class. So, and after that, I just go here and I create one trigger. In this trigger, I create a list of contact. Okay, and all this my trigger dot new will be there. So my all the new trigger will be stored in this here in this contacts. Okay, Later on, I called my class along with method and my parameter. And this is the complete program. How I create a trigger handler class and how I call with the help of a trigger handler class. I advise you this one is little complex, so kindly practice from your end as well. And with this is end of my video. Again, any query, any doubt, any question, kindly message me in my Instagram, in my description box, or even in my comment. Sorry, I give my Instagram ID. Okay, and with that, this is Vikas Kumar signing off.